right? So you will spend 10 days in the county jail with the video again. Okay. Did you understand me, Miss BBA? Did you understand me, Miss BBA? Unmute yourself and say so. Miss BBA, I'm going to ask you one more time. I'm going to excuse you from this hearing. I'm going to find you in contempt, and I'm going to pick you up.
What the 4chan guys did was fucking amazing. This is what they did. Shia LaBeouf put up a flag in the middle of nowhere that said he will not divide us, and then had a live stream where you could go and look at the flag as it's waving in the breeze. They found the fucking flag. They found out where it was. The way they found it was genius. They found out where it is by the stars. They looked at the fucking stars. They figured out where the area is. Because when it's nighttime, you can see the stars on the live feed. They figured out what constellation it was. They had one of their members go around with a car and beat the horn so they could hear the horn on the camera. Once they heard the horn on camera, then they knew he was there. They went to the fucking flag, took it down, put a Make America Great Again hat on it, a big frog thing up there, and the guy walks up to the camera and goes, fuck Shia LaBeouf. And that's the end of it. What the 4chan guys did was fucking amazing. This is what they did. Shia LaBeouf put up a flag in the middle of nowhere that said he will not divide us, and then a live stream where you could go and look at the flag as it's waving in the breeze. They found the fucking flag.
The left is definitely going to cancel Bill Maher after this.
I remember when Elon Musk was, and this was well before he was a Trump. He was just the richest man in the world. Remember the cast members on saying why they didn't want to deal with him. I didn't exactly what, but they made a claim. They're Elon Musk on your show. So can you talk to one of the most interesting on this issue that I just want to be so glad to be here.
It's definitely going to cancel Bill Maher after this.
I remember when Elon Musk posted, and this is well before he was a Trump. He was just the richest man in the world.
But first, let's take a look at the inflation is pulled up a bit of data. Close the United Kingdom as Australia's preferred prime minister with a much more 22%
Even on this issue, just five jobs before
considerably higher than when Australia lost us.
The left is definitely going to cancel.
33%. Today's news poll also meant that the Prime Minister his worst net approval ratings since he was elected in 2022. His net approval rating is now minus 15. The coalition's primary vote lifted 2 points to 40%. Labor also lifted 2 points to 33%. Let's
Do you actually think it's fun to be rich? I don't think it can be fun. I think it's a bunch of bullshit.
Because realignment that's taking place, the coalition is picking up a lot of working class and lower income voters across Australia. If you look at where Labor has increased their primary vote, it's Greens voters that have gone from the Greens to Labor. So this is the continued change that we see, which is Labor is the party of the inner city elite and of those who support those kind of policies. The coalition is becoming the party of the working class and the battler across Australia. Of course, we saw this at the US election very clearly. with Trump picking up many voters across the spectrum, but especially blue-collar workers. And I think that Australians are rewarding Peter Dutton and the coalition for providing some leadership, particularly when it comes to cultural matters. We saw that with the Voice of Parliament and his support of Australia Day, also on economic issues in relation to the energy system. So I think a lot more needs to be done in that space. But Australians are desperate for leadership and for a political leader that can represent mainstream Australian values. Because Australia's had a gutful of this inner city elitism, and I think we're starting to see some pretty big change.
And some states would argue we do have a one-party system where the electorate has little choice. What do you see as the impact of Donald Trump's emphatic victory? Will the Conservatives in Australia take part in any of that, or are we too far removed from what's happening in America?
I think we can take a lot of part in it. Our country is very different to America's in a lot of ways, and obviously they've got a voluntary voting system and a direct election of the president, so there's a limit to the extent to which the technicalities can be applied. But when you look at the broad element, it's a revolt against the elites. This is what we're seeing, not just in the US, but in continental Europe, in the United Kingdom with Brexit, here with the Voice of Parliament. We saw that also to an extent in the 2019 federal election. So, I think that those of us on the centre right,
This is
whether
our
you're a
name.
conservative or a mainstream Australian,
A lot of people mistake us for
President Biden show incoming President Trump anything classified?
Why we can't. This was an opportunity for them to speak candidly, openly. I've said to you that it was gracious, it was incredibly substantive, and I'll just leave it there.
Why the Victorian Liberals
Welcome back. Did you miss us?
many reasons why they
Yes, no, honest answer, no. Anyway, I want to thank Senator Murray and Reid for joining me. Look, I want to start by congratulating Senator Thune on being chosen by his colleagues as the next Republican leader. I look forward to working with him. Senator Thune and I have done lots of things together in a bipartisan way.
Man, we $35 trillion in debt.
In the US,
Chuck Schumer should be gone.
with the Kamala merchandise.
Here in the Senate, very hopeful that will continue. As you know, I strongly believe that bipartisanship is the best and often the only way to get things done right here in the Senate. And of course, I want to first address the election. Many across the country, of course, are disappointed, sad, and angry right now. Now I understand those feelings. It never feels good to know I'm sure. But when you do, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, learn from it, and then that's exactly what we intend to do. This is going to be a period of learning for our folks. As I said, we did many things right, we did things wrong.
Man, fuck all the bullshit. We're $35 trillion in debt because of you, Chuck Schumer. You should have been fucking fired.
Things we must do and look at forward. As I told my caucus at lunch, we should regard this election really as a challenge.
It's incredible, and the trend would be stronger here down because we have lost their voting, and men tend to vote less than women in America because they don't have compulsory voting. So
in the meantime, we have a lot to get done. First, we have to make sure the government is funded by the December 20th deadline. As always, bipartisan cooperation is vital. Avoided the shutdown just as that bipartisan cooperation avoided a shutdown on September 30th. Then you'll hear more from Senator Murray about that. Next, we need to pass the NDAA to keep America safe, to take care of our soldiers, to hold the line against America's adversaries here and rest of the world. And Senator Reid will talk about it. Also, there are other priorities we want to make progress on before the end of the year, which will only happen if there's bipartisan support.
At the top of the list is disaster aid funding. To replenish funding vital to the programs that support communities in times of disaster. And we see this destruction and change in weather and disasters all over the place. In Tennessee, in North Carolina, in Florida, hurricanes, but there are so many more communities in every part of the country, the Northeast, the South, the West Coast.
If you wouldn't have took that money for those migrants, we'll have the money.
Get together with two parties and make sure the communities aren't left behind. We also need to make progress on the farm bill, because if we don't, we'll go to dairy. We have so many dairy farmers and all their suppliers and workers would be badly hurt. And that again is up to our Republican colleagues to decide if they want to work with us to get it done. We're ready to get to work. And finally, big priority for me has been, still is, and will be judges. The Senate will continue fulfilling our constitutional obligation to consider and confirm highly qualified judicial nominees and nominees to other agencies. Today, the Senate will vote on the nomination of a U.S. District Court Judge for Illinois. I thought we would ensure on 2 District Court judges that will vote on the committees. Once again, we're trying to get as many confirmed as possible. Democrats are ready to get to work.
Obviously not a particularly spectacular reference, I would argue it's entirely necessary.
We want to get paid to early outside. We want to pay.
That is going along like it's the
So I will just cut right to the chase. Majorities are going to change hands. One thing that remains the same here in the Senate is the appropriations process will be bipartisan. Here in this chamber, we have passed our bills out of committee with overwhelming bipartisan support. These are bills that are ready to be signed into law, and they can go to the president's desk today if they have to. I want to make it clear, it doesn't matter who the leader is, my position has not changed. As I have said many times over, there is no reason for further delay or to impair government agencies by forcing them to operate on autopilot for months to come. We should pass our bipartisan full-year spending bills before the end of the year.
They're trying to fuck up America before they leave.
Democrats have championed priorities and are spending bills that matter to working people. Whether that's fighting to lower the child care for parents, working towards a wait time for seniors, or returning their Social Security benefits, or making sure that local campaigns do not go unpunished.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has officially Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk are officially part of DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency. And here's a statement from Uncle Trump himself. I'm pleased to announce that the great Elon Musk, working in conjunction with goodness gracious, I cannot talk today. Wow. Working in conjunction with American patriot Vivek Ramaswamy, will lead the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE. Together, these two wonderful Americans will pave the way for my administration to dismantle government bureaucracy, slash excess regulations, cut wasteful expenditures, and restructure federal agencies essential to the Save America movement. Hey, I'm liking the sound of that, baby. Loving that. This will send shockwaves through the system and anyone involved in government waste, which is a lot of people, stated Mr. Musk. It will become potentially the Manhattan Project of our time. Republican politicians have dreamed about the objectives of DOGE for a very long time. To drive this kind of drastic change, the Department of Government Efficiency will provide advice and guidance from outside of government. It will partner with the White House and Office of Management and Budget to drive large-scale structural reform and create an entrepreneurial approach to government never seen before. I look forward to Elon and Vivek making changes to the federal bureaucracy on efficiency
time making life better for all Americans. Fourthly, drive out the massive waste and fraud which exists throughout our annual $6.5 trillion in government spending. They will work together to liberate our economy and make the U.S. government accountable to we the people. Their work will conclude no later than July 4th, 2026. A smaller government with more efficiency and less bureaucracy will be the perfect gift to America on the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. I am confident they will succeed. I am confident as well. I am very, very confident that they will succeed, and I'm super excited. We have a lot of government agencies that are useless and redundant. I mean, it's absolutely insane.
To get the government off your back. America's just not just going to be great. It's going to reach heights that it has never seen before. The future is going to be amazing.
You gotta love Elon, man. Gotta love Elon.
If you want to steal the border, vote Trump. If you want to steal the border in this country, vote Trump. If you want to grow the economy in this country, vote Trump. If you want to revive national pride in this country, vote Trump. If you want to stay out of World War III in this country, vote Trump. If you want to make America great again, vote Trump. I'm going to give you one more reason to vote Trump, and it's this. It's the one the media in the back, they won't talk about this. But they know it to be true. Donald Trump is actually the president who will unite this country, actually. We don't talk about that enough. America First includes all Americans, regardless of their race, their gender, or their sexual orientation.
Facts, 1,000%. And we did vote for Trump. We got my guy back in office, baby. We got him back. Elon has also talked more about this in several instances, and here's a little bit of that as well.
Yes. How much do you think we can raise this $6.5 trillion this Biden budget? Well, I think we can do at least $2 trillion. Yeah! At the end of the day, you're being taxed. You're being taxed. All government spending is taxation. So when it's direct taxation or all government spending, it either becomes inflation or it's direct taxation. Your money is being wasted, and the Department of Government Efficiency is going to fix that. We're going to get the government off your back.
Yeah, I mean, $2 trillion. I like it. And, you know, I actually trust Elon. I mean, this is a very, very intelligent individual who has built many, many successful companies, obviously. I mean, the guy literally caught his own rocket. That is just insanity. To have a rocket fly in the air and come back down, and he caught it. Like, and it didn't blow up, it's still intact. Like, I would assume potentially you could use the same rocket again. That is crazy. That is absolutely insane. But yeah, I mean, he's correct. We do have a lot of government waste. And he talked about that with Tucker Carlson. I'll play a clip for you because the amount of government agencies that we have is just, it is insane.
I like those. It's more fun. Well, we just take a look at all the federal agencies and say, do we really need whatever it is, 428 federal agencies? Like, there's so many that people have never heard of, and that have overlapping areas of responsibility, which, I don't know, like, should get, I mean, there are more federal agencies than there are years since the establishment of the United States, which means that we've created more than one federal agency per year on average. That seems a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
So we should have, that seems crazy. I think we should be able to get away with 99 agencies. I don't know. That seems a lot like a lot of agencies. It's a lot. Yeah. 2 per state. Yeah, exactly. We should have fewer agencies, and they certainly should have overlapping responsibilities. And then we need some kind of, we just need a review of regulations to say which ones are sensible and which ones are not. Because if you've got regulators every year, they're going to add more regulations just automatic. They're just output regulations. And there's more laws and regulations every year until basically everything's legal. So we can't get anything done. So we need some kind of garbage collection for regulators.
If you want to get your name...
Man, all these people got paid, man. That's fucked up.
So, opt-out guides are amazing. And you
Regulations that don't make sense.
I agree with that 1,000%. Take it from 428 to 99. I think we could possibly go even lower than that. So yeah, I would 1,000% agree. And I want to show you guys some of our government waste. Now, the guy speaking, I'm not the biggest fan of, Senator Langford. But he does make a strong point here with our government wasteful spending. Check out some of the things that our tax dollars go towards.
Is this really how we want to be able to spend Americans' taxpayer dollars? We've set up a top 10 list that we listed out of some of the things that we just say, okay, of the 50 different examples, and we don't try to go into every single spending area, but we lay out in the guide for federal fumbles 50 different examples and just try to ask the question, is this the best way to be able to spend America's dollars? And again, we've all got different perspectives and different ideas on it. I'm just asking the question. For instance, last year the State Department did a grant to Ecuador to host 12 drag shows in Ecuador with American tax dollars. May have different opinions in this room on drag shows. I'm just asking a simple question. Is the best use of American tax dollars to actually fund drag shows in Ecuador with U.S. tax dollars? I don't believe that it is. Last year, we actually did a different funding through the State Department that was actually done. Actually, this is the National Science Foundation. Excuse me, strike that. It seems like a State Department thing. National Science Foundation last year did a study of butterflies in Europe. So we funded with American taxpayer dollars a butterfly study in Germany where we paid a Swedish scientist to study butterflies in Germany. I'm not real sure why American tax dollars, that was the best use of that, but that was one of the grants that was done last year. Last year there was also a NEA grant that was done to set up a display in Brooklyn for the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. By the way, it's not even an American band. And I'm not sure why we had to pay federal tax dollars to be able to do that. My simple question is always, why are tax dollars being taken out of Oklahoma to be able to do that? Always popular. We had an almost $350,000 grant to study smart toilets. Was one of the grants that we actually paid for with our federal tax dollars last year. We also had a grant that was done studying colonial Mexican soundscapes. Now, I'm sure colonial Mexican soundscapes are fascinating, but we paid for a researcher to travel to Mexico and then to be able to write a series about the sound of colonial Mexico and how they could be used to be able to influence communities.
Shall they waste our fucking tax money?
Did a study on helmets and seatbelts in Ghana to be able to study whether seatbelts and helmets were effective for saving lives in Ghana. Can I just go ahead and answer that question for free? Seatbelts and helmets are a good idea.
Good idea.
They save lives.
Yep.
Free. I can go ahead and give you that advice. How do I know that? Because we've already spent millions of dollars on other studies here in the United States. But instead, we spent money in Ghana studying helmets to see if they're actually a good idea there. And
You know, I'm gonna stop it there. But if that doesn't make you angry, then I don't know
Well, I
what.
think that's what you do. We have no plan.
That was only 3 minutes. That video goes on for another 7.5 or another 8 minutes, excuse me, of our wasteful spending that our government is just throwing money here, there, and everywhere. We had a study on whether or not seatbelts and helmets save lives. What the fuck? Excuse my language, but are you kidding me?
Elon has found some new stuff there. Even someone as dense as walls knows that's
We need single issue bills. Single issue. We don't need these big things. Dictionary bills that they always try to ram through last minute. No. Single issue. Single issue. Yeah, you will have a whole lot of single issues that you're going to have to pass. But at least we'll know what is all happening. But instead, what we currently have is big, thick bills that are getting rammed through last minute, middle of the night, and they have stupid stuff like that. Our tax dollars went to pay for a study on whether or not seatbelts and helmets help to save lives. And it wasn't even on American soil, it was in Ghana. Yeah. I can't wait for Vivek and Elon Musk to walk in and just check.
Ministerio de Ambiente y Desarrollo Sostenible, afuera. Ministerio de la Potencia y Comercial, afuera. Ministerio de Obras Públicas, afuera. Aunque te resistas. Ministerio de Ciencia y Tecnología e Innovación, afuera. Ministerio de Trabajo, Empleo y Seguridad Social, afuera. Ministerio de Educación, adoctrinamiento, afuera. Ministerio de Transporte, afuera. Ministerio de Salud, afuera. Ministerio de Desarrollo Social, afuera. Se acabó el curro de la política.
Now, see, why they didn't let us hear what he was saying? See, because they didn't want to know what he was saying. So we know he was saying something fire.
The thievery of politics is over.
The thievery of politics is over. That's what he said.
You know, and this is the thing, because people are like, how is Trump going to cut taxes and get rid of taxes? Well, you cut out a lot of this government spending.
Yep.
You cut out spending on the study of butterflies in Germany. Why though? Why? Almost cursed me. Why are we paying for that? Why are we paying for some German to study butterflies? Why are we paying for studies on car seats or seat belts and helmets in Ghana? What? That's just the tip of the iceberg. Y'all didn't hear the whole part. Like, it's this much of it. Just this much. There's a whole lot of other BS that we're paying for. You cut all of that out. Oh. Well, there's a whole lot of money right there that could have still been in our pockets. I'm just saying. Of course, are there some things that we're gonna have to, spend money towards as a country, as a nation? Of course, I'm not delusional. But we shouldn't be spending money on the study of butterflies in Germany or seatbelts and helmets in Ghana. This is flat out stupid. I don't care what anybody says. This is stupid. If anybody can come up with any good reason to be spending money in that way, shape, or fashion, comment it down below, because I can't think of one darn reason.
Man, it's stupid.
Not one.
It's stupid.
And I'm sure there are some legit reasons why we would send money to another country for some kind of a study or something. But those ain't it. Those ain't it. Why the hell do I need to know about some butterflies? Spending money on seatbelts and helmets as if we don't already use those on a daily basis for certain things. I wonder if seatbelts work. As if we don't all get in the car and put one on. I wonder if helmets work. This is a joke, man. This is an absolute joke.
I don't understand how we got so toxic and just somebody better. Why sometimes people just want to pay attention to.
The chutzpah of that man never fails to astound. It's like an arsonist holding a match, saying, I don't understand why it's hot all of a sudden. Where do these flames come from?
Yeah. But these flames come from.